Hey Dragon Slayers, today's video is about Dr. Barry's message to doctors part 4. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. Let's get started. You're responsible for your patient's health and helping them to prevent disease. The various guidelines are often published to stoke egos or plump up Big Pharma bank accounts. Sometimes standing up against something you think is wrong is scary and takes quite a bit of courage. But you went into medical school and medicine to be a hero and to make a positive difference in your patients' lives, right? Your professors are not gods, but don't argue with them in class. Lecture halls and medical journals are designed to appear as if the information they contain came down from on high. Your professor and clinical instructors are human, and they make mistakes. They're trying their best, but they might very well be repeating a medical lie to you as part of your education. Be alert for these lies, but don't point it out if you think you hear one. Overall, teachers don't appreciate being called out for being wrong, especially in front of the whole class. You are very busy and have little time for extracurricular study. So if an instructor teaches you something that seems to go against common sense or the research as you currently understand it, file it away and research it more thoroughly when you get a chance. Read the entire study, not just the conclusion. If you've ever seen a news report about a medical subject and thought that the point the reporter was trying to make was silly, then you know what you can come from reading only the conclusion of a medical study when acting on it. Conclusions are in articles to save time for the reader, not for people to use to make medical treatment decisions. As you begin to read medical studies, pay careful attention to how often the conclusion doesn't follow from the findings or how the study design is flawed enough to give questionable results. Always be looking for inconsistencies, but ask them respectfully. Anytime something said in lecture doesn't make sense to you or seems backwards to your way of thinking, jot it down, remember it, file it away to be researched deeper at a later point in time. You might not have the time to research it right away, but you will find the time later. Learned scholars behave this way. You should never blindly and dumbly accept what you are told, no matter how long the lecture's white coat is. Look for inconsistencies now, but point them out later. Remember, you're trying to become a thoughtful, intelligent medical professional rather than an apostle who blindly follows a medical dogma or Big Pharma agenda. You have a responsibility to know what you're talking about. When you become a doctor, you will be responsible for the professional advice you give your patients, and you're accountable for the outcome of bad advice. Make sure that your medical opinions and logic are rock solid. You shouldn't just repeat what you've been taught. You should dispense advice based on what you have thought and what you have learned. There is a drastic difference between the two. So that's what I've got for you guys today. Don't forget to like and subscribe because it really helps the channel out. And remember, guys, that together, you and I will slay the dreaded diabetes dragon.